We are on page 110 in the exercise book. And guys, I just heard that the Queen of England passed away, Queen Elizabeth. She was the queen for 70 years. And now Charles is the king. It's a sad day today. All right, questions 15 through 19 are based on the graph below. So let's take a look at this graph. It is not quadratic, it is not linear, but I can tell you the y-intercept is at 0, 2, 4, 6. So let's say 0, 5. And the x-intercept is at about 1.75, 0. And that's really about all I can tell you. So let's look at the questions. Which type of symmetry does the graph have? Origin symmetry, meaning the origin would be the mirror. Rotational symmetry, that one's tempting, but the graph is different on top and bottom. The top section, in other words, this part that's increasing, an increasing interval, is shorter or smaller than the part that is the decreasing interval. So it's not rotational. Is the x-axis the mirror? No. Is the y-axis the mirror? No. It has no symmetry. There's no way that you can put a mirror in there and get a top and bottom or left-right mirror image. Okay, number 16. What are the increasing and decreasing intervals for the function? What are the increasing and decreasing intervals for the function? So let's take a look. I'm going to say that, well, the function is decreasing for any value of x. Because it is, let me erase what I have here. I'm a little bit concerned about this area right there, but I believe even that is decreasing. So, in other words, the function is decreasing all the way down. No matter what the x value, the function is in a decline. Again, do not focus on those. You have to look at the actual line and what it's doing. So I'm going to say that it decreases for every value of x. Doesn't matter what you put in for x. But let me look at my choices, because I could be wrong about this one. Let's see what we've got. No, it's not increasing for all values of x. There's the choice, E. I believe it's E, but let me look. Yes. For all values of x, that function is on a decrease. Number 17. What are the positive and negative intervals of the function? Well, let's take a look. And I'm going to erase again. Remember, positive and negative intervals are related to the x-axis. So let's see where the function crosses the x-axis. And it crosses at 1.750. So anything above that line is going to be an increasing interval. So we're looking at this portion of the function up to the point that it's at 1.75. So when x is less than 1.75, we are in the yellow zone. We're in the increasing interval. And then once x goes above 1.75, look at what happens to the function line. It drops below the x-axis. And let me not do that. Here's what I'm looking at. When the x's are on this side of the line, you're down in the negative area. So I'm looking for something like this. And if I really wanted to be precise, I should erase this yellow, because that is only true for the x's down here. The function is up here when the x's are below that intercept. And then once you cross the intercept, you switch to the blue zone. So I'm looking for something that mirrors what I have. When x is less than 175, it's positive. That's true. And it's negative. So I think it's C, but let me check. Yes. And let me just put in a little thing here. The function is above the x-axis. And then it's below the x-axis. That may help. Number 18. What are the x and y intercepts of the function? Well, we know the x, we had it right here, is 1.750. And y is going to be up here at 0, positive 5. So we just need to find those in the answers, and I think it's B. In fact, I know that one's B, but let me check just to be sure. B, and then I check 17 is C. Okay. And then number 19, which describes the end behavior of the function. So let's go back up here and erase all of that out and focus on what's happening here and here. So for the one on the right, as y goes deeper, decreases, x increases. And then up here, as y increases, x decreases. So we just need to find an answer choice that says that. Y increase, x decrease. I'm liking A. Because that says what I said. And that is the correct answer. So let me check this page again. This is my least favorite lesson that we've done so far, so I want to be sure. Number 15. Did I miss? I did miss that. We need to revisit number 15. I'm sorry. Number 16 is E. Number 17 is C. Number 18 is B. And number 19 is A. And they're saying that the graph does have rotational symmetry. I said it does not have any symmetry. Again, I apologize. Let me think through this again. It's not that answer, or either the book has an error. But in this case, I'm betting on me having an error. Yes, I do. Let me give it to you this way. I wish I could show you how I'm seeing this. But imagine that this point is, let's imagine that there is a screw at that point. And this thing is hanging out. Maybe it's out in the wind. Okay? So maybe you have this hanging in your garden as decoration or to scare off the birds or something. So it's attached to a pole. Let's make this be the pole. So it's attached to that pole at this point. I should have known better than this. So the wind starts to blow and it starts to rotate around that pole. I was thinking of it rotating this way. What we want it to do is rotate around this way and then back in this way. So it's rotating around the pole. That would have rotational symmetry. And now that I see it, or I read the answer, that's as clear as a bell to me. I just wish I could somehow rotate my screen to show you that. So this one does have rotational symmetry. If you let it rotate from left to right, or right to left, it could turn clockwise. Well, not clockwise. It could turn, the wind could blow it to the right or to the left, and eventually it will come back to the same position it was in to begin with. I know I'm not explaining that right, but I don't know how else to explain it. If you haven't watched the videos I posted about rotational symmetry, go back and look at those, because that will help you understand what I'm saying. I'm glad I checked my answers. I always check them, but I usually do it off camera. Maybe I need to just start checking as we go. So one more time on this page, 110. 15 is B as in boy. 16 is E as in elephant. 17 C as in cat. 18 B as in boy. And 19 A as in apple. We got them. Finally.